Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live, and there's also a PayPal link in the info box below the video once it's rendered. But most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by... who have we got? Lone Star, new guest. How you doing, Lone Star? Hello?
Howdy.
The fake Lewis.
Hi, fake Lewis. Sleeping Warrior, Plain Truth, Jose, and Arwin. Good to have you all.
Yo, so what happened on that last hangout then?
OBS just crashed.
Gutted. We were on a roll then. We were kicking ass.
That's such is life.
Where were we?
Well, we could summarise the three main points of the last show, if you like.
GeoStreamer's a liar, and Sean Hufford and Soundly conspired to try and hide the fact that they were having a couple one-to-one hangout. 10 days, 12 days has gone, and so far there's no evidence whatsoever of any hangout to support the assertion by GeoStreamer that it was a hangout that I was listening to. And the assertion, actually, I can correct that, it came from Sean Hufford, not GeoStreamer. But ultimately, they're trying to create some kind of bizarre, weird consequence that is for, which is utter nonsense. So that's the first point that we got to.
The second point would be, we didn't actually cover this, but George Netanyahu has basically accused John, Quantum Eraser, of providing doctored citations. And he has provided absolutely no evidence whatsoever to back this assertion. He's made it on several occasions, even with John on the panel, with him challenged to provide actual evidence of any doctored citations whatsoever, and he's yet to do so. So, where are these citations that have been doctored?
Ballers don't seem to do evidence, Nathan.
So that was the second. The third was Conspiracy Cats, who has claimed that he's going to either stick his head in the sand because he's done with me. Well, I don't care what your position is regards me. I'm not done with you until you do what I asked when you joined the show, which is show gas pressure without a container. You've made a video specifically about me in which you make it very clear to your audience that without a barrier, the example you used being a balloon, you don't have gas pressure. So by your own words, you can't have gas pressure without a container. So, Conspiracy Cats, Bumboy, why would you assert that Earth, being an open system next to a vacuum, is capable of having gas pressure? You can't have gas pressure unless you have a container. The antecedent being the container, the consequent being the gas pressure. Not cause and effect, not necessary to scientifically validate. In the same way as if you have a block of wood in front of you, you don't need to prove there was at some stage a tree. It is a necessary antecedent. There must be a tree. John's example being a ribeye steak. If you have a ribeye steak slapped on the table in front of you, you don't need to prove there was a cow. You do need to prove gas pressure without a container, though, because that's the bullshit world you think you live in. And it defies your own logic, your own explanations. You can't have gas pressure without a container. So, why would you ever believe for a second that you live in an open system with gas pressure next to a considerably lower pressure system? The vacuum of outer space. We all experience the gas pressure bit. None of us experience the outer space bit. So I'm going to call bullshit and say you don't have outer space. It's all nonsense. It's debunked by the very nature of having gas pressure. Without a container, we wouldn't have the gas pressure.
So what's inadvertently happened now is Conspiracy Cats is now being lumped in with the likes of GeoStreamer, Sean Hufford, Soundly, and George Netanuk as being one of them. And I'm sure that was never his intention, but that now seems to be the case because he's decided not to answer the question and basically attack Nathan's character instead. It's not looking good, this.
Well, it's on the advice of Soundly.
You have created a monster.
It's on the back of Soundly. So he said, oh, Soundly's fed me this nice straw man. Really? So Soundly's in your ear as he Conspiracy Cats. Wow, a bit like GeoStreamer. Can't come up with your own defence. Can't come up with your own ideas. Can't just answer a question you've been asked 60 times. Wow, that's incredible. You need Soundly, yeah, with his hand up your arse, making you his puppet. Just like GeoStreamer. How pathetic. Couldn't you just answer the question, the one that I asked you 4 times when you were on the show? And you danced around and then made a response video backing my point that you can't have gas pressure if you erase the balloon. You can't have gas pressure without a container. So you've backed my point, but you still seem to think you live on a flying ball through space. This vacuum with the open system of Earth. Nonsense. Space is nonsense.
I don't think he's realised the effect of what he's actually said. I don't think he's thought about practically. I know he's got the experience and the knowledge because of teaching. I don't think he's realised that the consequence of what he's actually said does debunk the idea that we live in an open system.
Yeah, it debunks space. You can't have a vacuum of space next to gas pressure. We've definitely got the gas pressure bit, but none of us are going to space to confirm we've got a vacuum. And it defies the second law of thermodynamics. You can't have gas pressure without a container. It is a necessary antecedent. If you don't have it, you don't have gas pressure, as asserted by Conspiracy Cats. So why the contradiction? I don't get it. Why would anybody ever assert that you can have an open system next to a vacuum when literally in the prior breath they've pointed out that without a container, without a barrier, without the balloon, you don't have gas pressure? You know, why would anybody like Soundly want to get behind this guy when he's devastating their own point?
Well, I think Earth is described as a closed system, isn't it?
No. How do you get to the moon?
I think the Saturn V.
Sorry, if it's a closed system, how do you get to the moon?
You leave on the Saturn V and you head there. I mean, it's not closed like a door or anything like that. It's a closed system.
That's what closed means.
Sorry, that's what closed means. Excuse me, what's your name? I'll call you Fuckwit, because you don't understand what a closed system is. Closed means nothing's getting out, okay? Stuff gets out according to you. You think people are going to the moon. So it's very much an open system. Why would you assert such utter nonsense to me?
And I think you're mistaken. Closed doesn't mean you can't leave. It just means it's contained, it's self-contained.
Sorry, Anthony, hold on. Can you bring up the definition of the word closed for this retard?
No, I think he should do it. If he does it, I think he'll value it more when he does it himself. Yes, I could. But I think he's the one that's making the assertion. He should do it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm in the process of pulling it up.
Excellent. Bring up a citation that shows that closed means open.
No, I won't do that. I'm gonna open up the closed system definition. So whenever we're talking about whether Earth's a closed or open system,
I think you should open up both, and then you should tell us what you think the Earth is according to the heliocentric model.
Sorry, the Earth is, according to the heliocentric model, an open system. This is unequivocal, because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be able to travel out of it to the moon. We haven't been to the moon. We don't live in an open system. It's utter nonsense. But according to this guy on the panel, he thinks we can leave Earth and go to the moon. That makes it an open system. Yeah, I'll take it from your silence that you agree.
No, not at all. It's a closed system. I'm just...
Sorry, no, don't just assert it again. Where's this citation? Put it up on screen.
Well, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the best.
Shut up then, till you find it. Shut up. Shut up then. Shut up! I don't want to hear another word out of you till you've got a citation up on screen.
Okay, cool.
Did I hear you looking for the best one? There's only one.
regardless of what this complete moron asserts, if you're leaving Earth in rockets, we're not. But if you think we are, that's open, not closed.
Let's make sure that he gets the definition so that he comes to that conclusion.
Well, I'll just keep reasserting it while he doesn't do that, because he won't be able to. Open means open, closed means closed. Rockets don't fly out of open boxes. Simple.
Couldn't hear you.
Yeah, if you understand it that way. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Okay. How can Earth be considered a closed system?
No, well, we want the definition of an open and the definition of a closed system, and then you can tell us which one it is.
What is this? What is this site? This looks like just some forum. What is this?
Yes, Socratic.org.
Sorry. What you think this is a valid citation? Somebody's question and answer in an internet forum?
Yeah, when I was looking for the best site, as I told you, you kind of rushed me, so I picked the first one I saw.
Right, that's not what I asked. I said get me a citation that says an open system is a closed system or vice versa.
I read the explanation there. It was complete bullshit. Didn't even reference gas pressure or anything.
Did you make a mistake and pulled the wrong citation?
Oh, this looks more like it.
For closed system.
How hard is this?
It's pretty easy. So a closed system is a physical system that does not allow certain types of transfers in or out of the system. The specification of what types of transfers are excluded varies in the closed systems of physics, chemistry, or engineering. That's the Wikipedia quick definition. We'll just go to dictionary.com.
Well,
no, so that would mean the inability for gas to escape. That would make it a closed system, right?
No, it literally said it varies. So you'd have to define it.
In this case, when you apply it to Earth, then the gas should not be able to escape.
Yeah.
Right?
That's when we would go back to here and see.
It can't vary. It's either open or closed, right? We need.
No, it said what varies. It depends on what kind of system it is.
Yeah. So give us your example for Earth.
Okay, I'll use this one. It says since the energy from the sun, solar energy, as the planet moves, the energy from the sun crosses its boundaries from the system and hits the Earth, whilst the mass, remains fixed or constant with its surroundings. This surely makes the planet Earth to be considered a closed system.
So it has nothing to do with pressure. You realize that, don't you?
Yeah, this just has to do with everything that's on Earth. It means that nothing...
No, it does not actually mention pressure.
No, it doesn't, because that's something...
Yeah, so it has nothing to do with it. That's what we were talking about, pressure. Closed system versus open system. So where is the pressure in this?
Yeah, Earth is not an open system.
Well, how do you get to the moon if it's not an open system?
Because people can
Conspiracy Cat said that we travel to space every single day.
Yeah, we have to travel like 25,000 miles per hour on the Saturn V and head to the moon.
Hang on. Conspiracy Cat said that we lose pressure, we lose matter to space every single day.
We do.
So that, by definition, means it's an open system, and that is the position by science of Earth. It is an open system by science.
It said it varies, and in this case, we do lose gas, hydrogen, and helium. I think it's like 3 kilograms a second.
So does that satisfy the definition for open or for closed?
In this case, for closed. Like I said, if you remember the definition, it said it varies.
Close,
right? So if you're losing matter,
what exactly
is losing matter to space? How can that be closed?
Yeah, let's look at this one.
In what sense is it closed? According to the definition of that a separate thing can be closed off. What exactly is being closed off in the Earth system?
The entire planet.
And what does that contain?
Nathan, are you here?
Yeah, my kid's just screaming her head off, unfortunately.
Oh.
You're good.
So what exactly about the Earth is closed? What can't escape?
Just like all the water, all the animals, the buildings, everything on the planet.
How about
you have
the gas?
Yeah, those gases that are escaping, I think that's due to like the their escape velocity at that height.
So
the
them
hydrogen,
gases that are
helium.
escaping, that means that gas, which we'll call matter for the purposes of the demonstration or the definition, would you agree that the matter that is escaping to space means that it must be an open system because of that fact?
No, not at all.
An open system lets matter escape. If it has matter escaping, it is an open system. That's a fact. Matter escaping, open. Matter not escaping, closed. Simple.
Correct. I don't see why you would disagree with that, Gio.
Because we looked up a definition a second ago, and it said that it varies. A closed system. varies.
No, it doesn't apply to air pressure. And that was the actual subject that we were treating.
Right, gas pressure. Not animals and water. They don't behave the same as gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So, matter, that would include gas. If it's leaving, it's an open system. So, repeat after me. Because matter escapes the system, it is in fact an open system.
No, I'd rather go ahead and read this science definition of it.
Let's have a little look.
So, read the definition again.
Get back to your scriptures.
No, I'm all right with definitions.
Okay, so just like the other description, it said that it varies from physics and chemistry.
Really, it says a closed system is a type of thermodynamic system where mass is conserved within the boundaries of the system. In your system of Earth, mass is not contained within any boundaries.
So let's go ahead and find the physics definition.
No, let's not. Why have you just put a citation that backs our assertion and then gone away from it when I absolutely destroy your assertion that your bullshit ball Earth is a closed system? I will say it again for this retard. It is not a closed system. It is an open system. Your religious belief in a sphere Earth is open. You are wrong.
Yeah, it even says it again right here, that it varies in physics, chemistry, or engineering. So we're going to have to specify it.
I don't think it can vary. Earth can't be described as two things. It's either open or closed. We can either get to space or we can't.
No, we can.
So it's closed. So show me a definition that says that matter can escape from a closed system.
Yeah. If you have two fish bowls right next to each other, okay, they're both closed fish bowls, right? But you can still take your hand and put it in the fish bowl and take a fish out and put it in the other bowl.
Sorry, that's water and fish. Solids and liquids, you complete retard. Not
I'm just
gas.
telling you that.
Don't tell me about what bloody liquid does and what solids do in a fish bowl. That would be liquids.
I'm just giving you an example.
Not You are a moron. We are not talking about liquids, you complete moron. We are talking about gas pressure. How many times do we have to say it? That is matter. If matter escapes, it ipso facto means it is open.
Yeah. I don't see how you can even argue that, dude.
No, I'm looking for...
Don't look, concede. Say, I am a retard. I think matter can escape from a closed system because I'm a retard. Say those words
I
to
don't know
me.
you felt that way about yourself, Nathan.
No, I feel that way about you. You are asserting that matter can escape a closed system. It cannot. To assert such nonsense is retarded.
I mean, we're literally looking up if Earth...
I don't want to know what you're looking up. I want you to repeat after me. I am a retard because I have asserted that matter can escape from a closed system, making me a retard. Isn't you repeating? Repeat after me, retard. I think matter can escape a closed system because I am a retard.
Yeah, so this is where I was when I was searching for...
That's not a repetition of I am a retard. I believe matter can escape a closed system because I'm a retard. Repeat those words, retard.
Okay, here we go. The Earth as a whole is considered to be a closed system because there is a limit to how much matter is exchanged. Our Earth system has 4 spheres: the atmosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere, and geosphere. Our atmosphere is made of gases that surround our surface.
Sorry, where's this from?
That's
where's
what
this
you get
from?
when you search.
Where's this from? What's this citation from?
edhelper.com. Reading comprehension.
Sorry, Ed Helper about reading comprehension.
Yeah, that's the name of the website.
Sorry, so this isn't really that scientific then. It's about reading English.
There's study.com. There's
Let's see the study. What's study.com? Let's have a look at that one.
Well, it basically
I think that's the one I
declares
was
an
just
open
at.
system. That explanation, it declares it is an open system. It just calls
did
it a closed system. It seems to be a title rather than an actual.
Sorry, it says
part
why
of the
can Earth be
explanation.
considered a closed system? It doesn't say Earth is a closed system. It says that you would like to consider it so. Why is Earth considered? Considered doesn't mean is. I can consider you intellectual. You're not. You're a complete retard. But I can consider you intellectual even though you're not.
I'm reading the thing right there while you're talking. It says distinguishing between an open and closed system involves the exchange of matter and energy.
Right. So if matter and energy exchanges, then it's an open system, you dingbat.
Yeah. Only energy but not matter is exchanged.
Right. Well, matter is exchanged in your Earth system. Gases. That's matter. You complete idiot.
I'm just reading online. You're reading it with...
Yeah, you're reading and you're backing up our point. Why are you doing this? Why are you so stupid?
Again, just like the sealed jar, Earth does not receive new matter, other than the occasional meteorite not destroyed by the atmosphere. Likewise, the atmosphere prevents matter from leaving the Earth, with the exception of man-made satellites like Voyager 1 and 2. So you see, we have to actually put an effort to leave the Earth. It's not like things leave willy-nilly, except for the small amounts of gas and then the small amounts of meteors.
Yeah, it does.
Not including...
All right. So it's an open system.
No, you don't see birds
because
flying
gas
in Jupiter.
escapes. You just said it.
Yeah, this tiny amount. It's the same as if you had some massive blend and a tiny bit of air was getting out.
That means it's an open system.
Right, idiot. Why have you done this 5 times? Why are you so retarded? Why do you keep showing us definitions that back our assertion and then completely contradict them? Not You've shown us citations. It's clear. If there's an exchange of matter, it's an open system. It's very simple.
It is very simple.
Yes, Earth is an open system according to your heliocentric religion.
No, actually, no. According to your...
Not according to mine. None of these citations are anything to do with what I believe. This is all about globe Earth bullshit. This is not my assertion. This is your assertion. The assertion of a retard who thinks that matter can exchange in a closed system. It can't. That would make it an open system. Well?
I'm looking it up one more time.
Don't look it up one more time. You've shown us enough. We know the heliocentric bullshit religion world of sphere fantasy is open.
Here, again,
Closed,
bullshit. The Earth is an open and closed system. Are you serious?
Let's look at this one.
It's pure double speak. Don't you see it?
Well, this is
So
specific
where's this
class.
come from?
Double
Who's this?
speak.
Who's this citation? Who's this?
It's some school.
Some school? Well, where's your scientific citation? I don't want some school. I want something from science. Get me a scientific citation.
I'm trying to throw you guys a bone.
Here, again, it's
Don't throw me a bone, you arrogant little prick. We understand your religion. It's an open system in your religion. If it was closed, you wouldn't be travelling to the moon in your fantasy world. You're not travelling to the moon, it's complete nonsense. But your world is open.
Okay, so for the listeners who wanted to know more about this,
They can understand when I tell them that if you're travelling out of the system in a rocket, it's open. If it's transferring matter, it's open. If it's not transferring matter and you can't travel out of it in a rocket, then it would be closed. But according to you, you can travel out in a rocket and matter's being exchanged. Therefore, open system. I don't give a crap what you want to assert to my audience. I won't let you, because you're wrong.
Well, it says it's an open system for energy.
What, from this school? Yeah, with its nice little cartoon? Yeah?
I mean, I think if you open your brain...
Don't insult me. I understand the difference between an open and a closed system. Open system can transfer matter, closed system cannot.
Gas is
Yeah,
matter.
we don't transfer matter.
Oh, we don't?
Gas
Hold on,
is
hold on.
matter.
We don't transfer matter, so a rocket ship isn't matter.
It just said man-made
Sorry.
objects that we purposely send out.
Oh, so
Conspiracy
so if it's man-made, we can get through this invisible barrier that's not a barrier. So rockets can get through the invisible barrier, can they, retard?
Yeah, there's not barriers have nothing to do with open or closed systems.
Yes, that's absolutely what barriers are. That would be the container. It would be the thing that defines whether or not it's open or closed. So to assert, again, that barriers have nothing to do with whether or not something is open or closed would only be asserted by somebody who is a retard. That would be you.
Right, yeah, sure.
Yes, that's correct. You are a retard. You think matter can transfer in a closed system. It can't.
You
You
assert
are
things simply because you don't
stupid.
understand them.
I understand that you cannot have a transfer of matter in a closed system.
Sure. Well, I was going to help you see how there's a vacuum
Why
in
are you
space
trying to
and
help
also
me?
low pressure here,
You
but
need help
I don't think we're going to
yourself.
get that far.
No, you ask him a question. You ask him, what is the container? Nathan, he asked you, what is the container? How about that?
Can I make a point about this site? It's totally wrong. It says here in the title that Earth is closed system for matter. Well, gas is matter. And you already said that
That's
gas
right.
does escape.
Right, so matter, rockets are escaping. Therefore, open system. You can't have the Earth is an open and closed system. That is a contradiction in terms. Even in the title, it tells you very clearly. Hi there, folks coming to this website. We are going to use doublespeak because the Earth is both open and closed.
This is total propaganda.
No, you guys have to understand. You don't, so I'll explain it to you. When it says closed system for matter or energy, it's talking about coming and going, the transfer of it. That's why with the energy, it's coming and going. When it's talking about the matter that's leaving, the gases, they consider that negligible because it's not a transfer of matter. It's matter that's escaping barely.
Sorry, if it's escaping, it's escaping. Doesn't matter if you want to describe it as barely because you're a retard. If it's escaping, it's an open system. If it was closed, it wouldn't be escaping in any quantity because it would be closed.
You guys can redefine things if you want, but this is...
No, I'm not redefining anything. A closed system is closed to matter. Matter doesn't escape. An open system is open to matter. Matter escapes.
Yeah.
If matter is escaping, it's an open system. You are a retard.
That site was full of crap.
The Earth is both open and closed. So that site seems to support your argument and our argument, mate, depending on which part of the sentence you read in the doublespeak website that you went to. You can't simultaneously open and closed. You can't have an open-closed box. That's nonsense. Well, retard? Hello,
Hey.
retard, you can't have an open-closed box. It's nonsense, doublespeak. Why do you keep asserting that it's closed when it's open?
No, I'm just teaching your audience...
You're not teaching my audience anything. You're being a retard and embarrassing yourself.
No, I'm reading the...
Yeah, you're reading nonsense. It says in the title, hi folks to this website, Earth is open and closed. That's nonsense. You don't have open-closed systems. It's a contradiction in terms. The fact that you would go to a doublespeak website makes me feel you're very disingenuous and don't understand the difference between open and closed. Closed.
Go ahead and explain for
Closed
your audience
means
what a closed
matter
system is.
doesn't escape. Open means it does. It's very
not the
simple.
word open, an open system. In reference to what we're talking to.
In reference to open systems. Yeah, open systems let matter escape, closed systems don't. Simple.
It's not that simple.
Yes, it is. I'll say it again for the retard who doesn't understand and thinks it's more complicated than the words I'm using. Open systems allow matter to escape. Closed systems don't. You have asserted on multiple occasions matter is escaping. Rockets are escaping. Rockets are matter. Therefore, your bullshit world of sphericity is open.
All right, let me ask a question real quick. Shane? Is that your name?
Yeah, go ahead.
Geo. His name's Geo.
And whichever you want.
Okay. Nathan is using the word escape, and you're using the word transfer. Do you differentiate between those two ideas?
Absolutely. If you were in a prison and people were only escaping...
No,
this is important.
No. We're talking about gas pressure. So let's not talk about human beings escaping through bars. Let's stick to gas pressure.
Okay. Well, anything. You could have a soup. If you have soup.
No, that would not be gas pressure. You are a retard. Let's point out to the audience and educate this guy again. Soup is a liquid, you complete retard. It is not a gas. Do I really need to educate you on the differences between gases and liquids?
Okay, let's use gases then, okay?
Yes, let's use gases, you complete retard. If you have a gas pressure, you must ipso facto have a container. We have gas pressure that you claim escapes.
That's not true.
So it doesn't escape. So it doesn't escape. So it doesn't escape.
No, I said it's not true that you don't need a container.
Yeah, you do. Yeah? It is an antecedent. If you don't have a container, then you don't have gas pressure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. So, I would like to know, in this open-closed system, how you can have simultaneously a gas pressure and things escaping the system. It makes no sense.
I'm here reading about the weather patch.
Don't read me about the weather, you pathetic piece of crap. Tell me how you can simultaneously have gas pressure and things escaping an open system. Hello?
Shane, I'd like to go back to the distinction between transfer and escape. Okay, so what we're doing, I mean, if we were just having a normal conversation and I understood the meaning of your statement, even though you used the wrong word according to my pedantic spirit, I would understand what you're saying. We are talking about movement, transfer, escape, travel, moving from one location to the next. It's not difficult. Stop playing word games with connotation and denotation, okay? We are talking about two separate, distinct systems.
Yeah, so right here, the word that you said I used incorrectly, it's here as well, transfer. Transfer and escape mean two totally different things. One is the transfer.
Did you not just hear what I said? Okay,
I did hear what you said, and just like Nathan, you're incorrect. Okay,
no,
here's the word
listen,
transfer right there.
I am going to say what I said again. I did not say you were using the wrong word. I didn't say that. I said if we were having a conversation and in that conversation you used a wrong word in that situation, but I understood your meaning, then we would have communication. What you're doing right now is making a distinction between two words that you want to highlight that the difference between transfer and escape. But we're still
that was you guys. That was you who pointed that out.
Okay,
no problem. Well, I'll just draw a line under this now. Transfer of energy, no problem. Transfer of matter, big problem. Because you don't have a transfer of matter if it's closed. If it's closed, the matter doesn't transfer to the other side of the system because it's closed. If it transfers into a different system by way of entropy, then it's open. So transfer's fine by me. If you want to use pedantic words, fine, no problem. No transfer of matter in a closed system. Hello?
Sure you finished. No, just make sure you're finished finally. We can look for another website, maybe one you like better.
No, I already know the definition of open and closed. There is no transfer of matter in an open system. You can have transfer of matter Sorry, the other way around. There is no transfer of matter in a closed system. There is transfer of matter in an open system. It's simple.
Here's a perfect one. This one has like a big description.
So,
So,
can I ask you a question? Have you been sent in by somebody, or have you come in on your own volition?
say again?
Have you been sent in by somebody, or have you come in
Yeah, I've been
entirely on
sent
your
in
own?
by the Dark Lords, the ones who what are you fucking talking about? I'm like,
Rumpus?
that's literally just bored.
It's just that you're arguing like a 5-year-old would argue, and I
I'm showing
understand
you
that it's a
facts,
contentious thing
and
for you.
then you guys arguing with literally the only definitions we're finding based off of your own personal definition of something.
No. We're not struggling with it. We know the difference between an open and a closed system. Thankfully, we had somebody in recently. Nathan, open and closed. It was wasn't it? Oh, it was George Netanuk. When we got up a definition, it became obvious that George then had to obfuscate the point, and you appear to be doing exactly that same tactic of obfuscating the point. So I'm wondering if you've been sent in, or have you come in literally on your own volition, and you're just a master of obfuscation.
Right. So this last paragraph also describes it as the energy being an open system. The energy can leave and come. The matter, though, it escapes and it's not replenished. Okay. That's what makes it a closed system. In a closed system, there's a finite amount of matter that cannot be replenished. Okay, so just remember these things, okay? I'm not going to bore you with the vacuum next to a pressure system. We can do that another time because this is just a waste of time. But yeah, hopefully your audience left with something.
Are we definitely
No.
for something? Yeah.
Okay, he dropped.
Everybody take a deep breath and let's reset.
Those are the most frustrating conversations where it's like two people speaking a different language, and one is screaming, "Where is the bus?" and the other one is saying, "The bathroom is down the hall." And they just keep it's just absolutely insane.
Yep.
What is Mark Doxy? I haven't seen him in a few days. I see he put a little video yesterday.
I think he's probably licking his wounds from the gravity conversation with me the other week. Are we on the break now?
Hey, Ranty.
Hello.
Hello.
You all right? Everybody okay?
Very good.
Are we on the break now?
No.
Are we on the first show or the
we're
second
still live.
show?
We are still live, or we should be.
Second show.
Second show.
So did Gio get kicked, or did he leave?
He left.
Oh.
He's still in the back chat.
So he was hoping that we would learn some needs, right? So what we learned was that he emphasized and illustrated the contradiction in terms, which is the Earth is sometimes open, sometimes closed, and it depends on what argument you want to make. If you want to go to the moon, it's an open system. If you don't want to be exchanging hydrogen and oxygen and all the other atoms that are supposed to be, according to conspiracy cats, disappearing into space, it's closed because there's not enough of it to exchange into space, according to Geo. Utter nonsense. The fact that any of it changes makes it open.
But I don't know if you caught this while he was kind of talking and without stopping, rumpusing a little bit. And then Nathan asked him, and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to you. I was talking to my friend." And then he continued. So now he's still in the back chat. I wonder if he's going to jump back in and present another point or more elaborated answer. Maybe his friend is giving him a little coaching, you know? Who knows?
I think it's fair to say that if it was me that did that in one of their hangouts, I would be called a runner.
What did I miss? What have I missed today?
Discussing about a closed and open system.
ASX.
A lot.
Same for the past few days then.
Yeah, nobody wants to
And we
concede.
did get to see some
All
really
the ball is
interesting
equal.
fake news brainwashing sites. It's pretty impressive. How thick the doublespeak was.
The ballers don't want to concede the open system. They need it to be an open system when it suits. They need it to be a closed system when it suits. But they don't want to concede it ever. And they've got to, because if it's an open system, then we have air pressure, gas pressure. So how can that be?
Ranty, when is the P1000 coming? I'm anxious, man, to see you going over there. Do you already got down how to dissect the P900 to do the little tweak you're gonna do?
Yeah, I've been watching the video for the last few days, the same video over and over to sort of understand the process of getting into the camera and what I need to do and what I don't need to do. So
yeah, it's exciting, yeah, for real.
Yeah, I think it's released on the 6th, the camera. So whether or not I actually get it on the 6th or I get it on the 7th, because it could be a one-day thing with Amazon, you know, the following day after release. Just have to see.
No, when it gets released, you get your delivery on that day normally. That's the big hype about it.
Right, okay, so I'll get it on the 6th then.
My God, now Rumpus is shouting the same nonsense in chat.
Are you gonna be waiting for the mailman like the kids wait for Santa Claus on Christmas? I bet you will.
Rumpus doesn't understand systems like this.
I'll be quite excited. It's a shame it didn't arrive. It's a shame that it hasn't arrived by this Friday, because I'm going back to Barrow again to look at the Blackpool illumination switch on. So I'll be filming across from Barrow this time, looking at Blackpool. It would have been nice if I'd been able to have both the modified P900 and the P1000, but hey ho, we can't have everything.
Ranty, is there any other in the spot that you go to record these observations? Is there any closer observation, maybe 10 miles, you know, where you can see more clear the details, or like a whole, you know, buildings and houses and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's what the P1000 should do.
Yeah, hopefully that's what we're looking for with the P1000, because it should give 50% extra zoom. So it should make things a little bit clearer.
Nice.
Can't wait. I'm very curious if we'll actually see the difference in quality.
I'm pretty certain there'll be a massive difference.
I hope so.
But it's just because it's 4K as well, which will be amazing. Yeah, so Mel Gig has just said the infrared won't work well at night. I agree with that, but I was going to go along and I was going to film it from dusk. So I intend to get there for like 8:30, and I believe the switch on is around about 8:45, 9 o'clock. And hopefully we'll have the wheel lit up this time, because when I went last year and I filmed it, it was after midnight. So by the time I got there, everything pretty much had been shut down. There was some of the street lights on that were on till 2 o'clock, but the main stuff on the actual piers and stuff were all shut down. So although you can actually make out where the Ferris wheel is, you can't actually see it all lit up. So it'd be nice this time to get that. So that's why I'm leaving earlier, and I'll probably do it live as well. I'll probably do a live stream from there, or a couple of live streams.
Cool.
Switch on's at 9, Sandra says. Yeah, brilliant, because I'll get there at 8:30. You could always end up meeting us there if you wanted to, Anthony, on your way back, if you wanted to come down.
When's this?
Friday.
Good morning. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Hi, FX.
Hey, did you guys watch that answer from that lady from Google in the Congress when she was asked about the shadow banning on the channels?
No.
Have you? No, you guys didn't watch that?
No?
He says that when somebody is researching for flat Earth,
Yeah.
that what they're doing, they're putting like rebuttals. That's the word, rebuttals, to say like in first place and leaving the other videos down. You guys, journalism put the video yesterday.
I got the video on my channel for a while. It's very short. Let me see. I'll plug it.
Yeah, they're gonna give you ads for NASA and science bullshit, and they're gonna give you debunking videos as the first result.
Right, I'm putting it in the chat here. So yeah, do watch it. I can.
Let's talk about Greater Sapien for a bit.
Okay, well, before you get on that, what are you going to come Friday, or are you? Is it not a day that you're intending coming back?
Possibly. I haven't thought that far ahead yet. That's a week away, isn't it?
No, this Friday.
Oh, Friday coming?
Yeah.
Possibly. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying yeah. I'm just saying that I've got to do a bit of catching up at home when I get home. So it depends on how long it takes me to. I've got to sort a job out on the other car, so depends on how long it takes me to get the mechanic to sort it because I can't do it.
Okay.
Possibly.
So Greater Sapien has been allegedly duped.
Oh, just Christ, one sec.
It's been allegedly duped into buying a ticket for a pole-to-pole circumnavigation, which never took place, and it's turned out to be a massive fraud. Now, we would assert that it's not possible to circumnavigate a globe north to south because it's not a globe. And according to Apollo yesterday, who was on the panel, there's been 6 flights, and at random he picked one of them, checked it out, and it didn't circumnavigate north to south. It got near to the South Pole and then came back again, like all of the expeditions that go and do the same thing. So if you look into Ralph Fiennes and how he explored Antarctica, he goes in and comes out again. You see a little wedge shape. The journey they take is not across. It's in and out again, same as this plane, which got close and then came back out again. So nobody is circumnavigating north to south, it's utter nonsense. But we're told that that's what can happen, and Greater Sapien has bought a ticket to smash us flat earthers, right, with a pole-to-pole expedition on a plane, which has not taken place. Now, after the fact, people have said, well, you've been given money in trust to buy a ticket, so let's see that you've actually bought the ticket if you're going to claim that the money's now gone missing. Now, from what I gather from his replies, from his minions, well, if you've not given any money, you're not entitled to anything from him. Well, yeah, he's perfectly within his right to say, sod off, I'm not telling you anything, but it looks downright suspicious.
You can't really claim that you've been duped. Because if we all told you that the Earth's not a sphere and this flight cannot happen because it's, not a ball, then you knew that there was a risk and you chose to take that risk anyway. So I don't really see how you can argue that you've been duped because you haven't. You took the risk and you got burnt. Well, that is, of course, assuming that you've paid the money, which nobody thinks that you have.
There's this new guy in the chat that I've never seen him before. He's obviously spelt his name wrong. He's put it Diamond Canterbury. I think it's supposed to be Diamond Canterbury. Anyway, he says that the flight is still happening and it'll be happening in December. So whether or not that's true,
I don't think that's true.
I
need to see more evidence. So he who asserts must prove. So is there any evidence that this is actually happening still? As far as it appears to be.
Links in the info box. Jump on the panel. Show us what evidence you have that this is going to take place, despite all of the kerfuffle that's currently going on about it not taking place.
Well, I've just checked the overthepoles2018.com website, and again, it refers back to Wix, so it doesn't actually display a website again, which is what we've known for the past couple of weeks now. So I don't know where he's getting that information from, because that's the only place that you would get that information. And the site is still down. I smell bullshit.
Yep. Like all the ballers, like Sean Hufford, like GeoStreamer, like George Netanuk, like all of them. They're all full of shit. You can't go around the pole.
And there's a few people that will literally defy the mainstream understanding, like Coriolis, like open and closed systems. So the guy who was on the panel earlier has come in to literally redefine what an open system is.
Yep.
Absolutely outrageous. But that's what they need to do.
And then accuse us of doing the same thing that he's doing.
Say that again.
Right, hang on. Damon Canterbury says, Greater Sapien is my friend. You guys are funny. I can't wait for you I can't wait to tell him this. Right, well, let me just have a look at Greater Sapien's channel, because I am sure he did a video saying the same as us. So let's just see. Greater Sapien, he did what's his video? Cancelled Polar Explorer event fraud 1 week ago. So go ahead, Diamond. Go and speak to your friend, because he's the same as us. He believes that he's been conned too. So
hey Apollo, good to have you.
Hey Nathan, good to see you. And everybody else.
Looking forward to this, Apollo. Hope you've got some good evidence today.
Well, I am working on some things, but
that'll be a no.
No.
Give me a chance. Give me a chance.
I got some. I asked for some help on some space travel related forms, and some people are helping me with some Pioneer 11 tapes. So that's good.
Yeah, it's lovely.
In a space forum, you said. What do you think is gonna come back, Polo?
Well, so there is one guy who has made a program to extract the binary data from the tape files into a binary file, so it will be much easier to work with. So I hope he can do it for all my tapes. So, want I've gotten some new sources on how the data works, so maybe we will be a step closer to interpret the data into something useful. So yeah.
Sounds great, that.
Yeah, it's data, how is it called? Data archaeology. Data archaeology. I can't pronounce it. So, what's your favorite song, Arwijn?
80 Days Around the World.
Oh, sweet.
So, your position is that you can still fly around the pole, yeah? The South Pole?
Yeah.
Would you agree that if you can't prove that it's true, would you agree that that by definition means it's probably not true?
I would agree.
Great. That ends that conversation then.
Well, good luck.
Yep. At least that's more of a concession than what most of the ballers give, Nate. To be fair, he should be given some credit for that.
Yeah, and based on that, I'll apologise for being so stern with you yesterday. So several people in the comments said, he's only 19 and he doesn't know any better, give him a break. And my answer was, I don't care. You know, if you want to assert a religious belief here, you're going to get the sharp end of my tongue. However, as Anthony points out, you are considerably more reasonable than 99% of the other ballers who come on this panel. So my apologies for being very stern with you yesterday, Apollo.
I appreciate it very much, because I was thinking about it today, and I wanted to talk about it with you. But I guess I care too much what people say about me on the internet. I get really frustrated when people, insult each other on the, when somebody insults me, I take it very personal.
You should.
Have you never seen the Jeremy Kyle show before?
Well, no. Jeremy Kyle's show would have somebody just calling people idiots, whereas my ad hominems aren't ad hominems. They come alongside a devastating point. So, for example, saying that you've gone across the pole and then showing a map that doesn't have that and not recognising that is going to get insults about your level of intelligence. And you should take it personally.
Oh. Well, eventually I did say the map doesn't show it.
Well, what you actually said was it's the way that this map shows it. That was how you worded it.
Yeah.
That's not the same as saying the map doesn't show it.
Okay, then I will say it. The map doesn't show it.
Excellent. So the map does not show circumnavigation north to south, precisely as asserted for about 20 minutes yesterday while I got very annoyed. Hopefully you can appreciate why that's very annoying.
Well, there's no need. I mean, I've never insulted you, so I don't see why you got... Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you. Because you showed me a line drawn over the South Pole and told me that the trip went over the South Pole. Then when you showed a map of the trip, it did not go over the South Pole, and then you reasserted it about 10 times. That's why.
I see.
Excellent.
And by the way, I wanted to talk to you about the Greater Sapien stuff and why I defended him. I did it because some days ago I was on the Non Sequitur show to talk about my NASA collection, and they asked me some questions about you on the show. They asked you, they asked me, how is it, and does he suck, how angry is he? But I said I didn't really want to get into it because you weren't on. It's very easy to talk shit about someone when they aren't on. I don't think that would be a fair thing. So that's why I said I don't want. Well, I said good things, and I didn't really want to talk about you when you weren't.
Well, now that he is here, would you like to talk shit about him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I think you had quite the, how's it called, tender tantrum yesterday.
A what?
Tender tantrum. How's
Temper
it?
tantrum.
Yeah.
No, that's frustration because you're not either answering the question, providing evidence, or conceding when you need to concede. That's not a temper tantrum.
I think it is.
Well, that's because you think things that are not the same. You think you can fly over the pole, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. You think you can do something that we can't. You think that there's a temper tantrum when it wasn't. That's okay. We understand, but that's why we get frustrated when people won't concede or won't admit that they've not got evidence to support their position or lie. Not a temper tantrum.
Okay.
The way I interpreted the evidence you presented for the over the poles was assert something. This can be done, and this is the diagram. It's like saying the Earth is a sphere, and this is the layers. The Earth is you cut it, you dissect it, and this is the layers from the core and the mantle and the magma and all that shit. But you cannot prove that at all.
It's a description. It's basically a model. It's not actual proof.
And to be honest, it's not even good evidence in the first place. It's not. All it is telling you the story, but it's not proving the point.
But remember, guys, math is reality.
Only if you rumpus.
That's the worst microphone I ever heard.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
Check out Apollo microphone snobbery. I love it.
Well, my microphone was pretty shitty at first, so I guess I shouldn't be talking. People said I was RY with a voice changer.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Check the comments when I used my previous microphone.
Let me give you a quick quote from the Rumpus. Not unquote, not verbatim, but I'm gonna just paraphrase it. I got scientific evidence for R. I got two. One is Soundly, and two is George from YouTube. How about that? That was classic.
Rumpus.
Individuals as proof. That's interesting. How does that work? Apply the scientific method.
I mean, it's true, right? He put those two examples one day, actually a few days, a few times.
So R has George as an independent variable? And so how does that work?
Indeed.
That's right. George is the independent variable. Talking of Soundly, so if anyone ever wants to cite Soundly, at the moment, Soundly's caught up in quite a delicate situation, shall we say, because he's lying at present about his contemporaneous conversation with GeoStreamer whilst on a hangout with Anthony, and he's lied through his back teeth and enlisted the support of others to support his lie. So, for example, if you were to go to Soundly's channel and say, "Hey Soundly, why were you coaching GeoStreamer?" I guarantee you he will lie to your face, because he's a liar. So how can you ever trust this person to give you any information of credibility? You can't, because he's a liar.
Oof.
Did you see that by any chance? I don't know how up to date you are, Apollo, but did you see that GeoStreamer was getting coached by Soundly? Did you keep up with that bit?
I did hear about it, but I didn't watch any of the audio where you could hear both guys at the
But you did get that they were clearly talking to each other, right?
Yes, but I didn't hear it myself yet.
All right.
This is my take on this coaching situation with Geo and Soundly. I actually spoke with Soundly the other day for a few minutes. It was a nice conversation. And I actually, being honest, didn't feel the need to brought it to his attention or ask him personally about it. It came to my mind, but I said like, no, this is gonna it's gonna get nowhere. So I think, yeah, it's between the ones involved personally in the issue. I mean, me as an observer on the side, I just look and analyze it my own way. But it's kind of, I didn't feel the need to talk about it when you guys were not there. It was my kind of the Apollo take on it. You know what I mean.
Let's see. Hey Nathan.
Hello.
I got my Pentium 133 running some days ago.
Really?
That's cool. Does it have one of those super old fashioned modems? You know.
No. But I do have plenty of ISA network cards.
They're not they're not actually that old fashioned. Them
They are pretty old. I mean, ISA is from the 80s.
Whoa.
Yeah, the Pentium. Yeah, that early Pentium is. Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
I was on about the modem. Nathan was saying how old it is, but that's not actually that old.
Well, dial-up is pretty old. It dates back to the beginning of the internet, doesn't it? You know, the early 90s.
Pentium?
No, I mean the modem.
Yeah, the modem. Well, you can still buy modems now. Nobody really uses them, but they do still exist. There's loads of them knocking around.
Yeah, but I think Nathan was talking about dial-up, right, Nathan?
Talking about what? Sorry, I was paying attention to something else.
Okay, you were talking about dial-up modems, right?
Dial-up modem, yeah, where you got you literally, if you picked up the phone, admittedly, yes, you got these through the 90s as well, but certainly back in the 80s, you'd literally pick up a proper phone cord with a handset, and you would put it on a machine, and that would be your modem, and it would literally bleep and blop. You'd hear it bleeping and blopping into the phone line. You know, literally into the microphone of the phone. It was so archaic, it was great.
I think I do have several of those, but currently none are installed. I've got several of them, but I'm not using any of them at the moment.
Ooh. So 64 forever.
Nathan, this guy in chat, this Damon guy that reckons he's Greater Sapiens' real-life friend, who said that the flight's still happening in December, he says that the proof was on his update video. But I've watched that update video, and it never says in December, but he's now saying that on the ticket, it says that the flight will be happening in December. Does anybody care to educate this guy?
Well, the ticket was made before it was a scam, so, I mean... It doesn't matter. It's outdated information. it's an outdated date. So unless
sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that guy, you just hit it straight on the head, Apollo. I mean, literally, I mean, you just nailed it instantly. And this guy clearly doesn't know. Yeah.
I want to go. Where can I get donated? Should I open a page or something so that I can go in December?
I think everything, well, I'm not sure if everything is sold out. It doesn't matter anyway, because likely it won't happen due to the owner scamming everybody.
Yeah, that's right. The scam ticket was shown with a December, apparently in his from his position, it said in December that the flight was happening. So on the ticket, it might have said that in December the flight was happening. Greater Sapien wasn't showing the ticket to say that that he was going on this flight in December. He was showing the ticket to say that this is proof of purchase. It was nothing to do with the flight is still happening, you retard. So stop spreading misinformation. The flight isn't happening. People have been scammed. Greater Sapien was one of those guys.
But I'm not accepting the Great Escapian.
Really, he has a video of the ticket now.
Ticket number, the full number.
Oh, I don't see it.
Yep, well.
Is it on his Kickstarter?
No, we got an image presented and it didn't have it. So.
Oh, not a new, not an update, but an old video.
Quickly move on.
Yeah, let's move on. I presume he's not going to release the how much he actually spent because he blocked that out. So I don't think there's any point in talking about it until he actually shows that information.
You there, Anthony?
I am.
You get my message?
Oh. I've just seen you miss call. Hang on.
So I'm hoping, Anthony, while he's reading my message, I'll give a brief summary of what I'm asking Anthony to do. So for not just Apollo's benefit, for the benefit of the audience, I'd like a reiteration of what has happened with Soundly, the liar, and GeoDeceiver, otherwise known as Alex, or GeoStreber. So they had a contemporaneous conversation about the discussion in hand on a hangout with Anthony, and they have subsequently said that this wasn't a conversation between the two of them, was in fact a hangout being in the background of Anthony's audio. That's the assertion. And Sean Hufford has come along and said, yes, that's absolutely the case. It's coming from Anthony, and it's a hangout between me and Soundly. That's what he has said, Sean. So hangout between Sean and Soundly apparently was played by Anthony according to them, and they've been given a good couple of weeks to go and find it. We've left off. Now we're coming back to it. Where's this hangout? But in the meantime, I'm hoping Anthony can drop and rejoin us on Skype so he can play his audio.
I can't. I don't have it on this PC.
Oh, do you not? Oh, damn.
On the other one, I could rip it off, but by the time I did that, it would be the end of the show.
No worries. Maybe not then.
Tomorrow, I could do that.
That'll have to do.
Well, how about we talk about Awake Souls then, and the fact that they haven't done an apology video?
I thought they said you were the best videographer in the world.
They did, and that's why they said that I was CGIing still the wind turbines, even though I was doing it live. And then I did a second live of the turbines. And this time I spent probably 15 minutes interacting with the actual live stream whilst I was filming the turbines. And they still haven't got back about this apology. Do you remember how they stated that what the apology was going to entail?
Yeah, it was going to be the best apology in the world, and you could pick it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the worms.
So essentially, what I've spent basically probably 5 weeks listening to their abuse in the chat on Nathan's, and they haven't been in since, actually. Neither them or the Limitless channel have not been in. So they'd been in the chat. That's where CGI Ranty appeared, because he liked the fact that I was being called CGI Ranty. So I was suffering all this abuse. I went down and I did the videos. I went 5 times. The first 3 times the weather was crap. The next 2 times I've done 2 live streams showing them what they wanted to see, perspective on the turbines, and they still haven't come back with an apology. just shows the level of contempt these people are having for other people as well.
Outrageous.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And they were crying. They were crying that they'd actually spent time to come and sit down at the computer to watch this live stream. And when I said that I couldn't actually do it because it was raining, they were crying about this because they'd actually had to take time to sit down at the computer and tune into my live stream. Not the fact that I'd driven all the way down there at the prom, got the live stream up and running to tell people that I couldn't do it.
How far did you have to drive, Ranty? Isn't it about 3 miles?
From where I am, it takes me about 14 minutes, I would say, driving to get there. Just the nature of where I am, and because I have to go here, there, and everywhere before I actually get to the promenade, it takes about 14 minutes to get there. But to get down to the mirror ball or something, it's normally about 25 minutes.
I thought you were a lot closer than that.
Well, no, I'm in Polternana, so it's not like I'm in Blackpool, which is just off the promenade. You know, I'm in a little village outside of Blackpool.
I see there's a big channels, I mean, not big channels, whatever, recognized names on YouTube on the Flat Earth, and everybody got their own version. Everybody know each other. And then these guys from Convex Earth, the guy from Convex Earth came in, and everybody kind of entertained the idea for a second. They were like, oh, they're full of shit because of Bilu. Yeah, I see the Awake Souls as the contemporary version, like the actual version of those Convex Earth guys. They're just full of shit, and I mean, they're a joke, for real. They're like a joke.
Well, what they should have done, they should have took this information and incorporated it in their beliefs or how they see the flat Earth. You know, I mean, the information is there. I mean, this is what the turbines look like. You know, I mean, there's no denying that. It's not like I'm trying to hide away from it, but I am trying to understand it. And I think we all on this panel have come to the conclusion, been able to understand this phenomena that we see and what we're actually seeing. They can't do that. So rather than take this information and use it and incorporate it, because this is real world, this is how this is what we see, you know, rather than take this and use it, they would rather deny it and call me a liar and a fake and a fraud and all this. Yeah.
Just a big shout out to Karen B for the super chat. She says Nick is a dipshit moron. Massive shout out for the super chat.
Agreed.
But this isn't, because they always preach that this is what they'd, you know, they're all in it for the truth. The truth. I hear that all the time.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Well, this is the truth, you know. I mean, take this information and use it, you know.
That's it. Present the real, actual visuals, what you really get on a camera, you know, and interpret it, because everybody sees it. It's not that you're gonna create something that anybody else gonna see. If anybody go there, they're gonna catch this perspective going on in the turbines. So what do they think? They're gonna go there and see something different because they think so? No.
You know, it's just closed-mindedness, and this isn't going to forward the flat Earth movement at all. You know, we need to understand our environment. We need to understand everything, and this show has been pivotal in teaching a lot of people and all of us working together to come to these conclusions. You know, I mean, this is what's been so great about it, having an open panel when people can come on, the Globers can come and they can put their arguments forward, and we can counter that, and we're all educating ourselves as well as educating the audience.
And with that, I'm going to say first and foremost, a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible, and of course a massive thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in, hitting the super chat, and hopefully sharing this debate. If you hated the show, then you know exactly what to do, but if you liked it, maybe consider sharing it with a friend, or subscribing if you've not done so already. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!